Hi, I wanted to talk about Amazon, which is a stock that I've not actually talked about on this channel, like a video by itself, for a very long time. There's a lot of news going on about it right now, and I thought I'd talk about it slightly. I talk about the earnings, obviously talk about Jeff Bezos overall, and kind of like what I think about Amazon stock and where I think it's going to go from here, and if I'm going to buy any shares in the stock overall. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to get stuck into the earnings part. So Amazon stock dropped sharply during earnings call after the company warns of increased investments. Amazon reported an earnings beat across the board, but first quarter revenue guidance fell short of expectations. It reported earnings of 6.04 per share, being street estimates of 5.68 per share. Amazon dropped more than 5% in after hours after the company warned of increased investments in 2019. Now, really, this should not be any surprise at all for anyone that's been following Amazon for a very long time. Amazon, for a very, very, very long time, had like pretty much wasn't making loads of profit overall, because what Amazon did is when it made money, it invested it back into the company to expand it even more at a quicker rate. And we've seen companies like Alibaba and JD do exactly the same thing. They're kind of in the stage that Amazon was earlier on, and Amazon for a long time were investing very heavily into the company, and over probably the last 2-3 years it kind of stopped doing it as much, and now it's gone back into the stage where it's actually back into investing into a lot of the company. And we've seen that Amazon is getting into a lot of sectors overall, and one of them being like the actual hard selling shops, brick and mortar stores, how it's how it's using AI to develop the company more, and that'll eventually save them money when they're actually using AI and having more robots doing jobs than humans. That'll obviously help the company a lot in the long term overall. And it's kind of gone back to the stage of putting a lot more money back into the company and helping it overall. But it doing that a few years ago has really helped the company overall. And look at the earnings per share now, and it's gone up massively overall. And so is the revenue, and maybe that'll slow down slightly because of how they're investing overall. But that's a good thing. I always like a company that does that overall, and it pays off for the company. And JD and Alibaba, you look at them too, and they're doing exactly the same thing to try and get to the point where Amazon is at right now in China. So overall, the earnings wasn't too bad. I wasn't too worried about that. And also, it's had a bit of a troubled time because of Jeff Bezos. There's been a lot of news coming out about him. Obviously, he's had a divorce as well recently overall. But unless that really came to a threat of Amazon, where Jeff Bezos could potentially get to the point where he's not going to be the CEO of Amazon anymore, then that would be a little bit worrying, obviously as an investor. But I don't think it'll get to that point. Also, Jeff Bezos has a lot going on at the moment, so that will obviously take its toll on the company slightly. Obviously, that kind of side of it, I feel like will over the next few months will gradually come a bit less reported in the media overall. We'll have a lot more kind of like the political side of it coming back into the media as well overall. We'll probably have the shutdown, the China trade war, so kind of like the stuff like Jeff Bezos won't get focused on in the news overall. And when we look at it overall, Amazon's still growing at a great rate, EPS wise, revenue wise, the sectors that it's in, it's still a massive company. And if we look into Amazon right now, Amazon, in the next if you invest money in Amazon in the next 5 years, are you going to bet that that value of that stock is going to go up or down? It's going to go up in the next 5 years. So I believe Amazon's still a really safe company to invest in overall. And this is the biggest pullback that I think we've actually seen in Amazon for ages. Like, I think off the top of my head, I don't think there's been a pullback like this in like the last 10 years of Amazon stock, and really not too much has changed overall. So that still says a lot about Amazon itself. It's on a bit of a discount overall. I mean, the PE is still high, but it's only high because it's a growth stock and there's so much potential of it overall. Personally, I wouldn't get into Amazon because of the stock price and the PE, but if I was a fan of Amazon and I really liked Amazon and I wasn't bothered about PE and as a growth investor, I would definitely say this is an opportunity to buy. And I don't know if Amazon would get much cheaper than this. I believe that in 5 years this stock will be worth more than what it is right now. For me personally, I wouldn't invest in the stock. It's not my kind of stock. But yeah, I would have it as a buy rating right now overall. And if you are an Amazon investor or looking to invest in Amazon, just remember that thing, 5 years down the line, Amazon's going to be worth more than right now. And the Jeff Bezos side of it, I believe, will blow over overall. And the investments that we've seen from this earnings report will pay off for Amazon going forward, like how they've done previously. So that's not a big deal overall. So yeah, Amazon's still a good stock in my opinion, guys. A little bit of a discount if you're into it right now, for sure. So that's the video for today, guys. Talk about Amazon. Thanks for all the support recently. It's been amazing. Give the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.